The faithful have started their annual journey to El Santuario de Chimayo.
Right, this is the largest pilgrimage in the United States. People of all faiths come from across the state, walking for miles and even days to the tiny chapel.
That's right. Now, during Lent, the church typically sees around 40,000 pilgrims, and our face of Fox, Michael Newman, was there. But now he's here to tell us about the experience. Hi, Michael.
Hey, ladies. How are you? How are you?
We are so excited about hearing about your first trip to Chimayo. I have not done it yet. What was it like?
I mean, it was such an amazing experience, solely because like I had heard so much about it previous too, and like you know, it's like people for thousands of miles come for this from this one event, and it was just really cool, like just being on the street and seeing people walk. I was passing Santa Fe, and people were walking from Santa Fe with big packs, like they were climbing Mount Everest, and it was so I really wanted to go and ask, you know, see what their experience was and what their intention was, what kept them going. And I met some friends along the way and asked them. These folks were walking from Sky City, from Acoma.
Whoa!
Yes, it was crazy, and you know, they were on their 7th day of walking. And it was just like, wow, like you have to hit a wall. You know, it's like running a marathon. And, you know, they said, you know, the prayers of their people and just going, and, you know, people who aren't even religious, it's such a great experience for them, and just going through those trials and tribulations. It's wild.
Well, and it's like what Kristen just said. It's, you know, it doesn't matter where you're from, what your practices or your faith is. It's kind of people from all walks of life going to get this spiritual experience, right?
Yes, exactly. It was so interesting, and especially, you know, I did the whole road up to, you know, Chimayo, and then when I got to the actual church, you know, you see,
yeah,
you
what
know,
was that like?
Unbelievable. Understand this church has been there since the 1800s, 1700s.
Right.
You know, so much history and so many thousands of people that have been there and leave their mementos, like you saw on the screen, all these pictures of people who have been healed by coming to this. It was just such an amazing experience for me to see that and understand, you know, people's point of view of why they go there and what you know what makes them go every single year.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I know. So you definitely have to do it. I know people have been walking from 7 days ago, but I know today is like the
Today's the big day.
The day.
Yeah.
So when you were doing, I mean, did you notice people? No, I mean, I guess because it's such a spiritual experience, it's one of those things where people aren't going to complain, you know, because if you think of people running a marathon, they get to a point, like you said, they hit a wall and they're like, oh, I don't know if I could do this, but there's a point where there's like a light at the end of the tunnel in this situation.
Yes, no, it's so true. And you know, I asked the guy Seth who's in the picture, you know, like, you know, day 4, day 5, it's hot. I mean, it was actually a hot week this week, so walking on the side of the pavement, you know, just walking and walking. And I said, you know, when you hit that wall, what is it that keeps you going? You know? And he said, you know, the prayers of his people and all the people that, you know, gave him prayers to take to Chimayo.
Wow.
You know, like he's carrying a lot of weight on his back. Yeah, it's really interesting, and like you surpass your boundaries. So what you think you can't do completely is shattered when you think of all these people that are counting on you to get to that point.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing. It really just showed me a lot. I'm like, maybe I want to do this next year, like to actually just make the walk, because you learn so much about yourself and, you know, the journey. You know, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
Always. Such a good lesson in life.
So amazing.
And you meet some great friends along the way too.
Yes.
And bonding experience.
Absolutely. And you know, I met some of those people, but actually when I got to the church, I got to meet the father who was there, and he told me some of the history, and you know, and they talk about you know, the origin of the pilgrimage of people, a lot of people from New Mexico who went to World War II and was fighting in the Philippines.
Whoa.
So, and then like, you know, it was a really, you know how that war was, so grueling. And, you know, the people that came back from that battle were, you know, so battered and scarred, and they came through that experience, and they, you know, they paid homage to that pilgrimage was the way to pay homage for their safety.
Wow, thanks for sharing that.
That was really wonderful. Thank you for coming on and sharing your experience with us.
Yeah, and just we wish blessings to all of you who are taking that journey today.